Kind of my journey throughout college and into the NFL, it kind of starts with Kidsports. And growing up and being coached by my dad, I was given every opportunity that I could ever ask for, playing with my friends, learning all these valuable lessons. And it really gave me the start that I needed to. And to be able to host such an incredible event with Kendall and for Kidsports and give back to an organization that gave me so much it means a lot to me.
It means a lot to us to have this partnership with you, and we're, as you know, too, and Bev knows, Kidsports will always and forever be an organization that we support, and it's just what you guys do in this community is unlike anywhere else in the nation, and so we're proud to partner with all three of you.
Well, yeah, and thank you, to Justin and to you, Amy. Kendall has been almost a legacy and longtime committed partner of Kidsports through our soccer, through football, through many iterations of your sponsorship. We can't do it without community members such as yourself. And then to Justin, thank you. Really just watching you through Kidsports and then at Sheldon at the University of Oregon and now with the Chargers, it's been really an incredible journey. But what I like most about it is such an organic or authentic journey. Just having you be a part of the organization where, you played and you developed, and then having you, I think, capture the essence in one of your interviews as a Charger this year by saying, when people were asking about the win-loss and how do you deal with that, and you said, look, I learned all that stuff through Kidsports, those valuable life lessons that during my formative years really prepared me. I think is just really kind of just a soundbite for us, because, I also look at you, Justin, and then I look at your brother, Mitchell, who, played in Kidsports as well and went on to play, at Montana State, but not as an incredible doctor or doctor to be. And I'm sure has the same sort of stories of the rough and tumble nature of what you learn through Kidsports experience. And so we don't all get to be a professional rookie of the year through our experience with Kidsports, but hopefully it really sharpens our pencil as not just an all-star athlete, but an all-star kid, of which you are too. So thank you for having the awareness and the acknowledgement of what those years meant to you, because they mean a lot to kids that have gone through the program and are currently going through the program. And this is just a big punch in the arm for them.
Yeah, and I just want to add on to that before we get into all the other fun stuff. I can speak on Kendall's behalf, but also just more as a mom and someone who my kids actually played against you growing up. It has been pretty incredible to watch. And when I learned that you were going to be partnering with Kendall, I couldn't have been more excited, because you are just such a humble and genuine. I mean, I've watched you, just how you interact with people, the whole saying, like how a person treats the waiter says a lot about their personality and who they are. And you are someone, I know your parents are very proud, but I'm super proud of you too. And we're just all this whole, as you know, Eugene, Oregon, everybody is just, we couldn't be more excited for you. So.
Well, I really appreciate that. I'll have to tell my parents about that, because I think they'll be most happy with that comment. So.
Well, it's true. Okay, so let's talk about the golf tournament. You guys want to get into that for just a second? It's pretty exciting each day. There's like new little fun elements that are being added to it. I know I can tell you, and Bev knows too, we've met several times. This is definitely going to be a golf tournament that is different than anything else this area has seen. And there's a long wait list. People, yes. It's never been as easy as this to get sponsors and stuff, which speaks accolades to both of you. When they hear that it's benefiting Kidsports, people are really excited. And of course, to have Justin give in this way it's pretty incredible. But yeah, so do you want to share, or do you want me to share more details about what people can look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, I got to get my golf game up before then, because it's definitely been struggling. But, I think we've got a pretty impressive list of people coming to play in it. And I think we've got a lot of incredible gifts being given. And thank you to all the sponsors that are helping out for sure. But and then also the food aspect. We're gonna have some pretty good food there, and kind of wrapping everything together. And we might not play very well, but the experience will be a lot of fun.
Speaking of you playing, you just need to come out and practice on hole 10 because you're going to be really good.
That's when I'm playing. Okay, perfect. Now I know, so I'll be ready for it.
We're putting you on hole number 10, so you'll be an expert at that hole by the end of the day for sure. Yeah, and so also what you're talking about the food. So there's a huge party on the green that is happening after the golf tournament where we keep joking. It's like come party with 750 of your newest friends. And so, I think people are excited that have started to hear the buzz about that just because no one's been able to do anything together for quite a while. So just that aspect alone, and some pretty incredible silent auction items already donated. So I know our goal is to raise $100,000 for Kidsports, but I think I can conservatively say we're going to blow that goal out of the water. So.
Wow.
Well, I know you've got a lot going on today. So what we thought would be fun, if just to take a few minutes and throw some rapid fire 20 questions to get to know Justin Herbert.
Okay, let's get to it.
All right, Justin.
My kids helped me with this a little. What's that?
Oh, I just was telling him I get to start.
Yeah, you get to start. So Bev, go ahead, kick it off.
All right, Justin, I know it's a long time ago. Well, maybe not so long ago, and there's a lot of them, I'm sure, but do you have any kind of memorable Kidsports memory that kind of sticks out?
Yeah, in third grade, I made the game-winning flagpole in the Kids Bowl championship. And being able to celebrate with the teammates after that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Okay, how about a favorite memory at Oregon?
Winning the Rose Bowl, for sure. That was the best one.
All right. How about your biggest fear?
That's a deep question.
Thanks.
I would say probably not giving my best effort. I think if you don't give everything you have and you look back at the day, I think that's when you're kind of worried about it. And anytime you leave something out on the field, I think it's tough. So as long as I'm giving my best effort, hopefully good things will happen.
Okay, here's a fun one. What would you say is one of your guilty pleasures?
Ice cream, for sure. Too much dessert, so I gotta be careful about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Second question to that: do you have a favorite ice cream?
Mint chocolate chip. That's the way to go.
There you go. Yeah, nice. And besides maybe your favorite ice cream place in Eugene, and besides your family, what is perhaps what you miss most about being in Eugene all year round?
Yeah, besides my friends and family, I think just kind of the community and so many people there, and it's pretty close, and all the food spots, just being around the city, and honestly kind of the weather too. It gets a lot warmer down here, and so you kind of miss the overcast rain, just days like that.
Would have ever thought you'd say that.
How crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Los Angeles couldn't be more opposite in a lot of ways than Eugene. But what are some of the things you love about living in LA?
The weather. Honestly, it's pretty impressive that it never really rains down here, and obviously we've got a lot of great teammates down here, and being able to spend time with them, go to the beach, and whether it's throwing the football, playing golf, there's always something to do down here.
Well, that sounds like a perfect day, but another perfect day that you might be able to describe for us? Maybe it'd be going to football in the morning, working out, and then having a golf day in the afternoon, and then finishing up with dinner with some of my friends. Sweet.
Sounds like a perfect day. Okay, this one's might be a little more challenging. If you could go back and talk to your 10-year-old self, what would you tell Justin at 10? That's a really good question, because I think I'd just tell him to keep doing what he's doing, because I think he'd be pretty happy where I ended up. And obviously there's losses that, we would have loved to avoid, and incompletions and interceptions that I've thrown throughout the years. But I kind of lived by the 4 mottos that my dad always taught me. And it was treat people the way you want to be treated, get better, never give up, and always do your best. And I think he did a pretty good job at that.
Yeah. So, any kind of favorite movie that might have helped you, sort of get motivated or galvanized all of that sort of inspiration you had to do those four things?
Well, actually, I think my favorite movie might not really be related to sports. It's either Interstellar or The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh,
So, which aren't really involved with sports, but I think you could draw some comparisons here and there.
yeah. What did you like about Shawshank?
Just that he's given a pretty tough situation, and he faces adversity after adversity, and he finds a way to get out and meets up with Red back in the beaches, and it's
awesome.
a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't be doing my job working for an auto group if I didn't ask you this question, but what is your dream car?
That's another good question. I would say, honestly, I'm really happy with the car I have right now. It's the Audi RS7. And so it's kind of a smaller car, but it's pretty quick. So it's been a lot of fun to drive.
Yeah, quick is good. So if I know you have certainly, you've been a great student all your formative years and into the University of Oregon, but maybe thoughts if you weren't right now a professional football player, where you might be, what you might be doing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'd love to be around the game of football, and if I wasn't playing, I'd love to coach it. But at the same time, with my education, everything that I did, I would have loved to have gone to medical school. I think it's obviously really tough, and I look at what my older brother's been able to do, and I don't know if I would have been able to do it. So I'd probably stick with coaching then.
Nice. You know where you can get your first job, right?
I'm going to hold you to it.
Okay.
You guys heard it here first, his next job. Okay, so this, I'm going to see, we're both Pisces if we share the similarity, but do you have any superstitions or any like pregame rituals?
Yeah, I actually do. I always put my right shoe on before my left one. I don't really know why. It just kind of started out that way, and it's worked out so far, so I didn't want to break it.
Nice. Thinking a little bit about your teammates and your friends. That's been a big part of your life. And is there one quality that really stands out to you as a really quality for a teammate that you've enjoyed being around?
Yeah, I'd say work ethic. Someone who works hard and shows up every day and gives their best effort. I think he's the best teammate.
Okay, this last year being your first year in the NFL, who was the one you hated playing against? Which player was one you were either least looking forward to or turned out you hated the most?
I don't know if I would say I hated playing against anyone. There were some really, really talented guys that we went up against. Some D linemen we went up against, Ndamukong Suh, Brian Burns from the Panthers, and Tyrann Mathieu from the Chiefs. And those guys are tough, and you need to watch as much film as you can on them. But they're a lot of fun to play against.
Yeah. And kind of following up on that question and comment, Justin, you do prepare very well. And I imagine you have to at this level and at any level, really, if you want to be successful. But how much film do you watch on a defense? Is it all in one shot, or do you take some time and watch it segment at segment?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's kind of throughout the week. And so as soon as the game is over on Sunday, you get to go home, you get to relax a little bit. And when Monday comes around, you watch that film, you watch the next coming games against the defense that we're about to play, and kind of throughout the week from Monday until Friday, you're really watching film. And I think that's one of the best parts about the NFL is it's just football, and you don't have to wake up and study for school. You just study for football. And I've really enjoyed that so far.
Okay, so we pulled a lot of people to get these questions together, and just put this out here. This question came from my husband and my son. So they want to know, what was your first thought when Tyrod Taylor went down?
I got to find my helmet. That was my first thought, because I didn't have my helmet in my hand, and I couldn't run out there without a helmet. So I had to scramble the sideline looking for my helmet. So it was definitely a funny situation.
Cool. And so, sort of pressure wise on you as a quarterback, more pressure at Oregon, more pressure at San Diego, maybe different at both places?
Yeah, I'd probably say more so in Eugene. Maybe just having grown up there, and I felt like this unneeded pressure to kind of perform and to step up and be someone. But I kind of realized that over the past couple of years where you just get to go have fun and it's just football at the end of the day, and you go out and play and have fun with your teammates and good things will happen.
Okay, out of all the teams that you played against, which player did you find yourself the most like starstruck by? I have my guess. So
honestly, they're probably our teammates. So it'd either be Keenan Allen or Joey Bosa. Having met those guys for the first time, it was really cool. And they're both incredible teammates, incredible people. So it's been a lot of fun getting to know those guys.
Justin, any advice that you can give or would give maybe, and your dad might be someone to ask, which I ask him all the time, but any advice for parents now that have kids in sports and where we're at, youth sports can be sometimes a pretty pressurized situation at a young age, but and can be good, but just any advice for parents as they navigate that youth sport pathway?
Yeah, a couple of things, actually. I think one of the most important things is to have fun and to realize that these are some of the best years of your life, and being able to play it with your friends and all these teammates. And it's an experience that you're not going to get later on in life, and go have fun. And I think the other thing would be to play as many sports as you can, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer, golf, hockey, lacrosse, it doesn't matter. Go out and compete and learn these valuable lessons that sport teaches that you're not going to find elsewhere. Well said. Thank you.
This is the final question. Look at that. We did that pretty fast. The final question is, what do you think people would be surprised to learn about you?
That's a tough question. I would say I'm really competitive, even outside of sports. So whether it was in school, my roommate Connor Bergeron and I, we'd always compete on tests and chemistry. And so whenever we'd get our test scores back, we'd come into our apartment and we'd just show the test in each other's face and say, well, I got this and that part. And I don't know, it's just an example of how competitive that, I grew up with my brothers and we were always competing. So maybe that might not be too surprising, but I guess it works.
I think a better thing as a parent to have be competitive is to try to have the best grades. I love that. Well, Justin, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. We're looking forward to July 8th. It's going to be unforgettable for sure.
Well, of course, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Justin. Everybody's really, really excited, and just we're grateful to be a part, of the Kendall, Justin, Herbert relationship, and a lot of excitement brewing. So thanks so much. Yeah, thank you guys, and thank you, Bev, too. And hopefully this tournament is able to kind of repay all the things that Kidsports given me. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it will, and more so. But we'll be in debt as we have been with your family and all that you guys do. So just remember, though, if you don't golf, okay, our new sort of saying at Kidsports is sometimes you win and sometimes you learn, and the rest of the time you should be having fun. So we'll just be out there to have fun. I'll be telling myself that after every shot. So.